Daniel Bryan is finished on Friday night. We are live, man. Roman Reigns is still your tribal chief. Daniel Bryan is finished on SmackDown. What does this mean for Daniel Bryan? What does it mean for Roman Reigns? And Roman Reigns has new theme music. I guess the big important situation he was waiting for was to kick Daniel Bryan off of Friday Night SmackDown. I hear crickets. That must mean Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka were on the show tonight. And I got exclusive news as to why Sasha Banks is not included in the Bianca, Belair, and Bayley SmackDown Women's Championship feud. Get your cold beverages ready, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a great night. This is the only post-show you need on Friday night. This is your SmackDown post-show right here on Off the Script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your SmackDown post show for April 30th, 2021. I am your host, JD from New York, and welcome to the OTS venue, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot to go over today. Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, the Universal Championship match that was tonight's excellent match between the two. And I gotta admit, I'm not surprised. As I told you guys before, man, I am not surprised at all that Roman Reigns won clean tonight with no interference. Oh, but he always wins his matches with Jey Uso, man. Jey Uso's always interfering, man. No Jey Uso tonight. Where are you tonight complaining? Crickets. It's exactly what I hear from the IWC. Crickets. I'll save them for Nia Jax later because what do you think I was doing during her match with Tamina and Shayna Baszler and Natalya? God almighty. I went over this literally last week on the SmackDown post show, and I see some people in the chat telling me that Daniel Bryan's going to NXT. Now, why would he go to NXT? There's no war with AEW. It's imaginary, says Paul, Triple H. What is he going to do for NXT? Who is he going to wrestle down in NXT that I want to see? The only person I want to see him wrestle would be on the main roster from NXT for the WWE Championship, like I mentioned last week, and that is Adam Cole. Bye-bye. I do think Bryan is going either two places. One, retirement, part-time land, or two, Monday Night Raw, where careers go to die, which we all know. Daniel Bryan would certainly inject Monday Night Raw with a sense of urgency. Daniel Bryan would obviously inject Monday Night Raw with a sense of life. And Daniel Bryan would absolutely be a threat to the WWE Championship. I'm not going to go over exactly everything that I mentioned about moving Daniel Bryan over to Monday Night Raw and who I would have him wrestle with, but I said it. Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre are not the guys to lead Monday Night Raw. They're just not. They're not the guys. Drew McIntyre is utterly boring as a babyface. I feel like he needs to turn heel. And if that is the case, if Bryan's going over there, I could see that actually happening. Bobby Lashley, he's not the type of guy that I want to see week after week after week and month after month on pay-per-view. He's good in small doses, is Bobby Lashley. But Daniel Bryan going over there and being a factor eventually for the WWE Championship is probably the right move. And then you can start injecting youth into the show, which we all know that show needs. It needs to remove Bruce, first of all, and Vince McMahon, and then inject Monday Night Raw with some youth. You got the Riddles, you got the Ricochets, you got the Keith Lees there as well. Then you bring up Adam Cole. I mean, we're looking at a completely different show if these fucking idiots, these blithering fools, get up off their ass, stop sending trash bags to legends and Hall of Famers with innuendos about how they really feel about said talent being released. Get up off your ass, stop fucking around, stop tickling Vince McMahon's balls, stop jerking his dick every time he asks. Stop asking, well, what are we going to do next, Vince? We shouldn't push this guy and all this other shit. All these yes men. Fuck off. Monday Night Raw needs a complete overhaul, and that's exactly how you do it. And it starts with Daniel Bryan going over to Monday Night Raw. We talked about this last week. Now, where does Roman Reigns go? Where does Roman Reigns go from here? Where exactly do you think he goes? Even further. He's already at the tippity top of the fucking mountain, so where's he going? Where's he going? He's going even higher. Why? Because now he has ascended into godlike status, Roman Reigns. He's got the new theme music. You guys heard his theme music tonight if you watch SmackDown. It's like a final boss for a fucking video game. It's like I'm taking my sword and I'm climbing up the mountain, and the last part of the game is where you meet that big fucking dragon living at the top of the mountain. That's Roman Reigns. That's exactly the music that he had done for him. That's what it resembles. It's like a mix of his old theme almost with a very orchestrated / mafia feel to it. It's nice. It's really good. And WWE theme musics have been fucking generally awful for the better part of a year ever since we had CFOs go away. And they did great music. Whoever they got writing their music now is a complete idiot. There's no feeling, there's no emotion, there's no identity to these theme songs. This was one of the better ones, if not the best one that I heard so far, produced by, who is it, Def Rebel doing it? He did a good job on that one. I don't know if Roman Reigns had a hand in it, but it sounded pretty good to me. It fit him very well. It fits his heel persona. It gives him identity. If they wrote all these songs like Roman Reigns' song, then we would be in a better place as far as WWE theme music is concerned. But I enjoyed that. But Roman Reigns and Cesaro is obviously the next venture here for the Universal Champion. There's no way in hell Roman Reigns is losing to Cesaro. So he beat Daniel Bryan. He's going to beat Cesaro. Then he's probably going to move on to Seth Rollins, I'm assuming. Which I don't know if that's a good idea or not, because Rollins is very good at what he does, but I don't necessarily want to see Rollins and Reigns be brought back together and they relive the Shield again and they talk about that and they build that up again. Seth Rollins is so fucking despised by the majority of the IWC that they may actually turn Roman Reigns into a babyface just by feuding him with Seth Rollins. And if that is the case, nobody wants that at all. I say stay away from that, please. Just stay away from that. But Roman Reigns is still the Universal Champion. He's still the Tribal Chief. Daniel Bryan's going over to Monday Night Raw is my prediction. I do not think he goes to NXT because what value is he down in NXT? They got bigger fucking problems. Why don't you start building the talent that you got there right now that you're not really doing a good job at right now? So I think he goes to Monday Night Raw. The more value Daniel Bryan has to Raw, the better Raw is. I think that show is at the top of the priority list for WWE right now because it is clearly the worst fucking wrestling program in the history of pro wrestling at this point. I don't think Monday Night Raw has been worse than it has been this year. And I say that every single year. So that is what I take out of this loss to Roman Reigns tonight. We're going to go over exactly how good the match was. And we will go over what happened in the match towards the end with Cesaro and Jey Uso and the concerto to Daniel Bryan. He may be sitting out for a little bit before he does anything and they plan his next move, but we will talk about that later. Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. A lot of people are wondering where Sasha Banks is. She was last seen on SmackDown. She really didn't say anything but snarl in front of the camera. Bianca Belair and Bayley have their match at WWE Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash, which is ridiculous. But why isn't Sasha Banks a part of the Bianca Belair and Bayley storyline? I got exclusive news from Ringside News on that, and we will go over that tonight. I also got all your other SmackDown news and rumors as well. I got news on Cesaro and why he won't perform the UFO airplane spin more often in WWE. And where's Buddy Murphy? I got news on Buddy Murphy and plans that were rejected to bring him back to television. This is WWE at its finest, folks. One of the brightest young stars that is just sitting around and catering, doing nothing. There was an idea to bring him and somebody that he's very familiar with back to television. They nixed the ideas. I'll give you one reason and one reason only. It's because they don't like tag team fucking wrestling. We'll go over that and why the WWE SmackDown tapings last week might have been affected by the firing of Mark Carrano. What happened with that? That is the news and rumors. We'll go over all that on the podcast tonight, guys. Thank you so very much for joining me here on Off the Script. Let's check in on the stats in the chat. We got 1,200 live right now. We got some new members joining the OTS venue. You guys are sitting VIP with me, bro. Thank you so very much for joining the channel. You guys can do that if you want. Just hit the join button down below and become a part of this fine establishment. And make sure you go ex-Jesse for your cold beverages, man. On ice. On ice. Everything is fresh. Everything is fresh. You want martinis? We got it. You want a nice Jack and Coke? We got it. You want anything that is top shelf liquor? We got it. The finest of craft beers? We got it. Inside the venue. Multi-million-dollar establishment. You guys can see the beer menu right there on the screen right now. You want one of those Adam Cole Bay banana bread wheats? It's up there. Go get it. Treat yourself. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel if you have done so. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Always important. Hit the thumbs up. Helps out the video. Let's try for 750 thumbs up on the channel, on the video today. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. That subscribe button is very important, man. We're not doing everything else like everybody else in the community, man. We are setting ourselves apart. You're going to want to be a part of what's going on here. So hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell for notifications. If you guys want your koozies, I still got 19 koozies left. You guys got to get on that. If you guys want your koozies and have not gotten your koozie yet, all you have to do today is super chat $15 or more, and Hoot Media is going to take care of that for you. We're going to send them out, and you guys are going to get yourself a nice beer koozie with the Off the Script logo insignia on it. It is great quality. We've already sent some of them out, so you guys should be checking your mail sometime next week. But if you guys want your Off the Script koozies, there is 19 remaining. If you don't have one, get on that. Super chat $15 tonight on the podcast live, and then email me your full name and address to JDfromNY or JDfromNY206 at yahoo.com. I appreciate you guys, and tonight's show is sponsored by the one and only Dr. Squatch. DrSquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout. Stop being a smelly bastard, man. Seriously. Stop being a smelly wrestling mark. Don't do it. It's unattractive. You ain't going to get any women with you watching pro wrestling and then you smelling like a fucking 6-month-old box of pizza that's laying under your bed, man, or that fucking stale bag of Doritos that's sitting on your desk while you're fucking playing Warzone with Dorito-crusted fingers. Give me a break. Nobody wants that, man. Go take a shower. First of all, go get yourself some Dr. Squatch. Then go take a shower. And then go on Bumble or Tinder or whatever the cool kids are doing nowadays as far as dating apps. Swipe right. You might get somebody. You want to know why you're going to get somebody? Because of Dr. Squatch. DrSquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout. And you guys are going to save 20% off your entire purchase. Let's start at the top, man. Yes, Jesse, look, I moved my iPad over to the right, clown. How do you like that for attention to detail, okay? Motherfucker. I know he's in the chat. I see him. Look, now I'm looking at my laptop with the Off the Script logo on it, you see? Yeah. Changes are being made, bro. Don't worry. Bianca Belair came out to start the show. A vignette aired on Bianca Belair, reminiscent of the Bobby Lashley vignette that we've been seeing that airs during his ring entrance. I like it. I like Bobby Lashley's theme and entrance. It makes him feel bigger. So they did something like that, very reminiscent to Bobby Lashley for Bianca Belair. She danced, and she clapped along to her theme song, and she did what she usually does. She began to talk when Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode interrupted. And I'm wondering why, because I didn't know what the hell the match was going to be or what the match card was tonight on SmackDown. All I knew was that Apollo Crews had the Intercontinental Championship defense against Big E, and then Roman Reigns defended the Universal title against Daniel Bryan. I didn't know what else was on the show. So I was rather confused when Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler came out here to interrupt Bianca Belair. They're the Dirty Dogs, by the way. They are now known officially as the Dirty Dogs. So they were then interrupted by the Street Profits. This was one rapid-fire interruption after the other. I hate segments like this. I think it's overly ridiculous. I think it's shit booking. And I think it just lacks creativity. That's just me. You guys probably think the same thing, but that's just me. Montez Ford asked if they really just interrupted the woman who won the SmackDown title in the main event of WrestleMania. Then all of a sudden, Bayley shows up. Bayley interrupts the Street Profits. Ding dong. Hello, Bayley. Everybody loves Bayley. So she yanked the mic away from Bianca Belair in the ring and then started to giggle and laugh maniacally. Belair then slapped her and talked some trash as Bayley hit the ground. Bayley tackled her. Then the men began brawling, and we cut to a commercial break. 6-man tag on the way. Oh, my God, Bruce. What a fucking creative genius you are. 6-man tag, or 6-person tag, excuse me, with the two ladies involved. Nothing really special here. This was not bad for what it was, but the one thing that I mentioned to myself, talking to myself while I watched this shit is, didn't we get last week the Dirty Dogs telling the Street Profits to get in the back of the line because they wanted another tag team title opportunity? Didn't they say to the Street Profits, you guys got to get in the back of the line, the very short line, because there's no teams on SmackDown. There's no tag team division really on SmackDown or Raw. Get in the back of the line and start winning some matches, and then maybe we'll give you guys another opportunity. That was just last week, folks. So I said to myself, I guarantee you, Bianca's not getting pinned. Bayley's not getting pinned. Who's getting pinned here? The Dirty Dogs are going to get pinned, and they're probably going to use their pinfall loss here as a way to get the Street Profits another tag team championship. And lo and behold, What happened tonight in this match? Montez Ford pins Bobby Roode. It's great. Really, really, really creative stuff here, Bruce. Really creative. I gotta give it to you, man. You fucking suck at your job. So clearly the heels were in control. The Dirty Dogs slowed the pace. Ford was fighting back from a chin lock from Ziggler. Ziggler hit a big splash in the corner. He then attempted a super kick. Ford hit a super kick first on Ziggler. Dawkins got the hot tag. He ran wild. I will say this about Angelo Dawkins, man. I like his offense. I like Angelo Dawkins' offense. It's smooth. It's quick. It's impactful. He's got a great hot tag, man. Angelo Dawkins is a very good hot tag coming in from that beatdown of Montez Ford. I got to give him some credit. So he gave Ziggler a suplex and a twisting splash and then a twisting neck breaker. Some really good stuff there. He goes for a cover on Bobby Roode, gets a near fall. Belair tagged in, lifted Ziggler on her shoulders, and Bayley cut her off, but Belair hit the kiss of death, the KOD, her finishing move. Then the heel started to fight back. Roode rolled Dawkins up. Belair made the save. She came in and whipped Bobby Roode with her braid. That's a no-no. I don't know why we're seeing this on national television or live on television. I don't really get it. This was the first time since WrestleMania we've seen it, with WrestleMania being the first time that we've seen the hair whip on SmackDown on the main roster. And now they're doing it as if it's just a part of her repertoire. Why? Why are we giving away this impactful move that left a nasty gash on the right side of Sasha Banks at WrestleMania? Why are we doing this to win a meaningless 6-person tag on a random episode of SmackDown? Those things should be saved for big matches and special pay-per-views. And I know I'm not the only one that thinks that way. Stop giving away all of these special things. There's so much shit in WWE that is not special anymore, and that is one of them. It's like kicking out of a finishing move that you've protected for like 6 years. Don't do it. Don't do it. Come on. You got to do better than that. Only save it for special events. So she whipped Roode with her hair. Dawkins then gave Roode the spine buster, and Ford, he didn't even go to the top rope. He springboarded off the top rope, and he hit a frog splash. 1, 2, 3. And the Street Profits pinned the Dirty Dogs, which I'm assuming is going to get them a tag team title opportunity because WWE just refuses to give Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, booyaka, booyaka, 619, booyaka, booyaka, Rey and Dominic Mysterio, a tag team title match. I don't get it. I don't get it. Enough of the Street Profits getting a tag team title match, man. They've gotten so many. There are other teams, other babyface teams, one on SmackDown that should get the opportunity over the Street Profits. Then the Street Profits can come on in when the Booyaka Booyaka Dominic and Rey Mysterio team win against the Dirty Dogs. That's just my opinion. I don't know. So that happened there, and that was pretty much it. So we got the Street Profits moving on and getting a win over the tag team champions on SmackDown. Kayla Braxton interviewed Daniel Bryan. And before I get into that next segment, I do have a note on Sasha Banks, because Sasha Banks was the one who lost the SmackDown Women's Championship to Bianca Belair. Where is Sasha Banks? A lot of people are wondering. She's not been in anything. She's sat quietly and watched from the sidelines after WrestleMania. And I got the exclusive here from Ringside News. Ringside News has been told that WWE decided to keep Sasha Banks out of the SmackDown Women's title picture for a very good reason. They want it to mean more when she re-enters her feud with Bianca Belair. Ringside News says, and I quote, "We are told that there's no plan except for Bayley versus Belair after WrestleMania. This is not an issue of WWE changing plans from Banks versus Belair." A tenured member of the writing team told us here at Ringside News that Sasha taking a little time off to let Belair and Bayley have the spotlight is the plan So when Sasha attacks Belair, it will mean something later on. They didn't want to throw it all away in a three-way match. Instead, WWE is letting this ride out without smashing the accelerator, says Ringside News. They know that Sasha Banks is there to face Belair again, but they aren't in a huge hurry. That makes total sense. And it goes to show you the character of Sasha Banks, to be quite honest with you. I'm not sure if you guys seen it floating around on social media. I don't know if it was from somebody that was there or some extra camera footage that was released via WWE, but Sasha Banks, after the main event match on night one with Bianca Belair, she let Belair celebrate in the ring after the win, and she was celebrating in the ring, and Sasha rolled to the outside. She was sitting on the outside, and it was tears of joy coming from that woman's eyes. It was happiness. It was celebration. It was elation coming from Sasha Banks. It wasn't anger. It wasn't her in character being nasty or angry or the boss or, this face of revenge. I'm going to get you back, bitch, and get my title back, bitch, and all this other shit. It was Mercedes sitting there on the floor at ringside at WrestleMania watching a great match unfold between her and Bianca Belair. Be a part of that moment for Bianca Belair. If anybody says Sasha Banks is not for the women's revolution or the growth of women's wrestling in WWE, you may be the dumbest motherfucker I've ever spoken to, man. That woman wants nothing but the best for every single woman in that locker room, that entire division. She wants to be the very best it could be. And that's exactly what I got from that moment, that camera clip, that video clip, that phone clip, whoever took it at WrestleMania. And she's sitting out. Now, Bianca Belair is a babyface. Bianca Belair is the big, overachieving, in my eyes. I don't think she really belongs here yet. I think she's overachieved a little bit. I think WWE rushed her to this spot because they wanted to please the fans or whatever the case may be. I do think Sasha Banks should still be the SmackDown Women's Champion. That's just one man's opinion. You guys might be thinking differently. I don't think Belair was ready for the opportunity, but Bianca Belair is a babyface. And Sasha Banks, from what we've seen of her in the weeks to follow WrestleMania, she had this snarling grin on her face. She was speechless. She was almost at a loss of words because she doesn't know exactly what to say yet. And it almost seems like she's going to get into revenge mode sooner rather than later. I would have Sasha Banks win the Money in the Bank, and I would have Sasha Banks cash in on Bianca Belair in the cheapest, slimiest, weasel way on Bianca Belair. Weasley way on Bianca Belair. I think that's the best way to go about it. I think with her doing that, it not only solidifies that she is going to get Bianca back in the worst way possible, because that Money in the Bank briefcase is made for that exact reason, but it also is going to solidify her heel run, because I think Sasha Banks needs to be a heel. Sasha Banks works better as a heel, and you're not going to have them be these two baby faces again like you did at WrestleMania. I mean, that's just boring. You went into WrestleMania not knowing what to do with a babyface Bianca Belair and a babyface Sasha Banks. Now, you're letting it marinate for a little bit. Bayley's in there to give Bianca Belair a great match, get her reign started off right, and then Bianca can win that. Then Sasha Banks comes back in, and she's a heel. And she needs to do heelish things. She needs to do dastardly things to Bianca Belair. That's the type of revenge I want to see. So we'll see what happens with Sasha Banks. But the bigger question is, there really isn't any women on the roster besides Bianca, besides Bayley, and Sasha Banks. They need one more woman to solidify the top. They got a Ruby Riott. They got a Liv Morgan, I believe, right? They got a Carmella. Carmella's been off TV. And she's actually gotten a lot better. I don't see Carmella as a main event act in the women's division, but you can't have a division with Bianca, Bayley, and Sasha. You can't do it. And god awful fucking Tamina and Natalya and Nia and Shayna, who is a fucking loser. Jesus Christ. The fuck happened to Shayna Baszler, man? You can't have a division at the top with 3 women going back and forth. What happens after Bianca and Bayley? What happens after Bianca and Sasha again? Who's next? Nobody thinks of these things. They just do in the now. You gotta start thinking ahead, man. You gotta start thinking ahead. Mia Yim moved over to SmackDown. Where's she? Is she gonna show up? Is she gonna be a babyface? Are they gonna repackage her as Mia Yim? Or are they gonna do Reckoning? Because Teabag is still named Teabag. And Mace, they're still going by their Retribution names. Is she going to make an impact in that women's division? What about Io Shirai? Is she going to be called up to the women's division on SmackDown? Or maybe she goes to Raw. Rhea Ripley went over to Raw. I don't know. But something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. I'm tired of saying the same old song and dance, man. Merge the divisions, I think, is the best way to go about it. Mick Foley says the women should have their own show. What a fucking geek, man. Mick Foley is a fucking geek. Holy shit. Did you see his tweet? I can't see it, but I seen it. Because he's got me blocked like a fucking coward. Guy reached into my DMs during the whole Alexa Bliss thing and said, that wasn't the nice thing to do, and then blocked me. So I seen his tweet today. He wants a whole new women's show dedicated to all women's wrestling by WWE. He says, Vince McMahon better get on that before AEW swoops on in, takes the idea, and does it before WWE. Mick. Slow your roll, bro. Slow your roll. Maybe you had too many bumps off the cell, bro. Listen, WWE should get their actual divisions right first. Or what's left of these divisions, if you could even call them that at this point. Give me a break. A women's show, all women. Then what's that mean? We're going to get an all-women's show, and then we're going to get women's wrestling on these shows? On Raw and on SmackDown? How many women's wrestling shows are we going to have to sit through to get a good storyline, Mick? How many of those storylines exist now? Have you seen the way this division has been booked? What are you, mental? Why don't you get shit right now before you start talking about giving these women a completely different show outside of Raw and SmackDown that is their own? Give me a break. WWE would never do that, I don't think, number one. Number two, let me tell you guys something. For all the fucking geeks out there, women's wrestling, I love Sasha, I love Io, I love Tony. These women are mega popular. They are great in the ring. Shotzi, Ember Moon, they're all great. They're all great. Asuka, but I don't really understand why you would want those women on their own show away from the main show when they don't draw now. Nobody's watching this show or these shows for women's wrestling. WWE seems to be pushing women's wrestling at the forefront. Don't get me wrong. It's not a draw. Who's watching these shows for women's wrestling? Nobody. I'm not watching it for women's wrestling. You're not watching it for women's wrestling. It's just there. WWE needs to get this shit right and stop booking shit like Nia Jax slipping and sliding all over the fucking place. And they got to stop booking fucking Shayna Baszler the way that they've been booking Shayna Baszler. Stop that shit. What happened to the Shayna Baszler of NXT? She's a fucking loser. God. Awful, man. Truly awful. I'll talk about that on Off the Script tomorrow. We'll go into that and make it a nice little rant on Mick Foley. But that is my thoughts on Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I think Sasha Banks winning Money in the Bank is probably the best bet. Just have her do that and really kind of weasel herself into the Bianca Belair situation and win that title back from Bianca Belair in the most heelish way possible. So that is my thoughts there. And we will go over what happens with that when it happens with Bayley. Very excited to see what they do on Backlash Sunday in a couple of weeks. Now, like I mentioned, Caleb Braxton interviewed Daniel Bryan backstage and asked how his preparation is different because of the high stakes regarding his SmackDown career. He said he's at peace and not nervous. He said he should ask Reigns if he's nervous because he tapped him out before. So Reigns thinks he makes people earn title shots, but when he becomes champion, he knows who's earned the first shot. And he said Cesaro. So Daniel Bryan wishing and hoping on a prayer that he's going to beat Roman Reigns, and then his first title defense will be against Cesaro. No matter if it's Bryan or Reigns, Cesaro is getting the first opportunity. WWE did a very good job tonight on SmackDown. I will give whoever deserves the credit. They did a very good job on SmackDown tonight of making the main event seem like a big deal. Bryan and Reigns really felt like it was a big deal. It was promoted throughout the show. WWE had several clips, starting with Seth Rollins, talking about who he thinks is going to win the match between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. He predicted Daniel Bryan will win in one of the biggest upsets of all time. He said Cesaro then won't get a crack at the Universal title because he won't make it past next week. So that match is booked, not for Backlash, but it's booked for next week. We got Seth Rollins versus Cesaro on SmackDown. I like it. That could save the rubber match for Backlash, because I don't think that match is going to have a clean ending anyway. I think there's going to be some fuckery there between Rollins and Cesaro. I've talked about this several times. I said WWE needs to start making these shows feel a little bit more important. They should start booking some of these shows like a pay-per-view show. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that tonight SmackDown was like a pay-per-view show, but you did get an Intercontinental Championship match between Big E and Apollo Crews. You got that Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. So they did put this SmackDown up on a pedestal and make it feel important. That's all I ask. I'm not saying do it every week, but throw us a bone in between pay-per-views. This is exactly why I said we don't need 12 pay-per-views in the calendar year. We don't. Now, that's not going away, obviously, because they got to do what they got to do on Peacock, and they got to make Peacock a little bit more incentivized for fans to jump on over there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more special events on Peacock now that WWE moved over there. But I would love if they really adopt that AEW model. 5 or 6 pay-per-views in the year, and then in between those shows, you have a major Raw or a major SmackDown that's booked like a pay-per-view show. Make it a special event. Or even bring back Saturday night's main event. One or the other. You know? Put that on Peacock. But I love the way that WWE really hyped up this match and really made it a big deal, starting with these backstage interviews with Rollins. Now, I don't know if I would have had the roster interviewed. I don't think anybody really on that roster, like a Rollins or a Kofi, who's a former WWE champion himself, I don't think those guys should really man up and answer that question. Their answer should always be, I don't give a shit who wins. I want the next shot. I don't care if it's Bryan or I don't care if it's Roman. Baron Corbin even was one of the guys. He shouldn't care. He should want either Bryan or Roman as Universal Champion because he wants to wrestle for the Universal Championship. It's not one or the other. It's not like they're placing bets on FanDuel. Nobody in the back, nobody on the roster should be asked these questions. Jesse made a good point. It should be management. Adam Pearce, Stephanie McMahon, one of the producers, Jason Jordan, Jeff Jarrett, Abyss. One of those guys. Those are the guys you should be asking. People that we don't see on TV. Everybody that's on TV should want a shot at Bryan or Reigns and not care who wins. That's just the way I see it. Let me know what you guys think about that. We got the new interviewer. I don't know her name. Jessie Morant, I think her name is. Melissa Morant, I don't know what her name is. Miss Morant was there. I got to get used to all these blondes now that they hired, man. It's always a new blonde every week. She asked Jax and Shayna Baszler about Tamina beating Jax last week. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Started to doze off a little bit. Let me take a sip of my water. Hold on. I gotta hydrate myself, man. Every time I talk about Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, Tamina, and Natalya, man, I just get sleep. It's like I took a melatonin, man. It's like I get sleepy. Hold on a second. All right. Let's move on here. Morant asked Jax and Shayna Baszler about Tamina beating Jax last week. Baszler said it was a singles match, and that their tag team champions, Natalya and Tamina, attacked and then fled the scene. Reginald went to go check on them. Reginald. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Natalya and Tamina. Yeah, did I miss anything? No. Neither did you. Tamina and Natalya win at 6 minutes. God help you if you sat there and watched that nauseating garbage. Moving on. Shinsuke Nakamura was interviewed, and he said that there is too much on the line for him to lose. He said if Reigns can beat Bryan, he will be ready to step up for his turn against Reigns. I'd like to see that. Braxton was then backstage again and said it seems everyone has an opinion on who's going to win tonight's main event. She interviewed Booyaka 619. Booyaka, Ray, and Dominic Mysterio. She said that they might become the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Oh, really? Not if the Profits keep beating the Tag Team Champions in random 6-person tag team matches. Ray says if they can become the first father-son Tag Team Champions, that's legendary. He said Dominic was all smiles. It's great. Really, really great. We got another Aleister Black vignette. He read from a book called The Tales of the Dark Father. Probably something he stole from Vince McMahon's book cave in the mansion. His library in the mansion. He said in high school, people wandered the halls lost in the concept of success and admiration. A date to the prom, the right college, a 3-bedroom house with a white picket fence. He said, it's all lies. Imagine falling for that trap. He said his father never fed him those dreams. He said the truth is there is something horribly wrong with all of that and all of you. I could give you the keys to escape, but I won't. It's like watching Monday Night Raw. Please give me the keys to the escape. The escape is the remote control. It's like the remote control and the battery's dying and you're out of AA batteries and you're stuck with Monday Night Raw on Monday for 3 hours. It's awful. I don't know where they're going with this Aleister Black stuff, but he looks great. He is still in the broom closet, but now it's dimly lit with candles. And now he's, instead of sniffing ammonia, he is reading stories. It's story time with Aleister Black. I don't know where it's going, but hopefully WWE knows. And with their track record, I'm going to say they probably don't. But it's cool to see Aleister Black on television. It's still too early to see where this is going at all. But clearly he's taking a step back and going into his childhood and probably bringing out some of that shoot for the new gimmick and how he really feels about how he grew up and his relationship with his father. So it's going to be interesting. If they couldn't really do and give Aleister Black any identity with what Triple H gave him originally, then going back and giving him some realism to work off of so that he can probably sit there and just embrace everybody and be organic and be genuine, that may be the best way to go about it. So we'll see what happens with Aleister Black, but I'm digging these vignettes, man. I'm really digging these vignettes, and he looks great. The glasses look great, man. He looks like he should be walking off a plane with the fucking Beatles. Really. Good stuff there. The new interviewer, Morant, interviewed Big E backstage. She asked if he's changed his strategy since losing the Intercontinental Championship. Big E said everywhere he goes, people ask, how will he deal with Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz? Commander Aziz said tonight he's getting his baby back. He's getting his baby back. He said he will become a 3-time Intercontinental Champion tonight. You got to feel that, he says. Let's go. Xavier Woods was the next to be interviewed here in the Roman Reigns predictions on SmackDown. Roman Reigns said people like Roman, who are handed the keys to the kingdom as soon as they walk in the door, have no idea what it's like to scratch and claw to the top. But Bryan does, so Bryan will win. So we had Seth Rollins and Xavier Woods both predict Daniel Bryan. Kofi Kingston said ordinarily he'd pick Bryan because he has a history of overcoming odds. But since Reigns has Jey Uso with him, he's going to pick Roman Reigns. Apollo Crews with Commander Aziz. Commander Aziz versus Big E for the Intercontinental Championship. This was just like their WrestleMania match without the goddamn fucking stupid stipulations of the Nigerian drum fight, which, by the way, they didn't use any drums in a Nigerian drum fight. Drum fight. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Drum fight. They didn't use any drums at all. Go figure. But I don't really get why this match was booked if this was the way that WWE was going to go about it. I really don't. It seems like it was just put on this show to make the show feel like a bigger deal and get another championship match on the card when realistically there didn't really need to be another championship match on the card. So they traded moves early. Big E overpowered Crews because he's the bigger guy. Big E then caught Crews in an abdominal stretch. He followed up with a back elbow. Big E dragged Crews to the apron, and he had a series of forearm shots. He followed up with a big splash on the apron for a near fall. Crews fought back, dropped Big E on the top rope. He then gave Big E a suplex on the floor. And Big E gave Crews a suplex right back. Crews fought back. He sent Big E to the floor, hit a moonsault off the apron. Big E avoided a frog splash, hit a belly-to-belly suplex. He followed up with a splash for a near fall of his own. Big E attempted the big ending, but Crews avoided it and hit a kick to Big E's face. Crews attempted a splash in the corner, but Big E hit a Uranagi for a very close near fall. He almost won the title off the Uranagi. So after the Uranagi, Big E attempted a spear off the apron. Crews avoided it, hit a Death Valley driver on the apron instead. He followed up with a frog splash. Big E recovered, hit a big ending on Crews. And as soon as the big ending was connected, Commander Aziz, he pulls Big E out from underneath the bottom rope to the outside. DQ, and the match is over. So WWE booked this match to go to a DQ after some decent action. Big E and Apollo have great chemistry. I just want to see these guys go and deliver a fucking great match for the IC title. I feel like they got robbed and got cut short of time at WrestleMania. They got fucked at Fastlane because of a botched finish. And now we got another match here that ended in 11 minutes by DQ. I don't really understand why this match was made. It was either Big E winning the title, which we all knew doesn't make sense, or DQ. And that's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Apollo Crews is the IC champion, and it's too soon for him to lose that championship. So why are you booking this match now? I don't get why we got to get another match between these two when they've had so many to a point where I just don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care about these two in the ring anymore. You ruined what was the second best thing on SmackDown. And WWE has driven it into the ground. You could have done Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz versus Sami Zayn and Big E, or Kevin Owens rather and Big E. You could have done Kevin Owens versus Commander Aziz, or Big E versus Commander Aziz. Something to get us through the next couple weeks until we get to Backlash, where this match is inevitably going to happen again. I don't get why we need another DQ finish. If you are not ready to have a solid outcome and a winner determined, then why are we going through DQ, no finish, no contest? It's lazy booking. It's lazy booking, man. Big E wins via DQ. All this did was justify another one-on-one match at Backlash. At that point, does Apollo Crews lose the championship? More than likely, he does. More than likely, he does. Transitional champion for Apollo Crews, and that's it. Kevin Owens, after the match, ran out and attacked Aziz. Aziz fought back, headbutted Big E. Owens caught him with a boot to the head. Then Sami Zayn came out of nowhere and gave a haluva kick to Kevin Owens. Aziz then stomped away at Big E. Sami picked up the Intercontinental title. He started to admire it. He stopped to look at it. Crews and Aziz noticed that he picked up the championship and they were not happy. Apollo Crews demanded that Sami give him back the Intercontinental Championship. Sami told him to calm down. He wanted to hand it to him. They're cool. He raised Cruz's arm. He raised Aziz's arm. And then Aziz struck Sami out of nowhere with the Nigerian nail to the neck. Sami went down, selling the move. And that was pretty much it. So Sami clearly wants back the IC title. Where it comes through, I don't know. Maybe, you know what? I wouldn't even have Big E. I wouldn't even have Big E take the IC title from Apollo Crews. I'd have Kevin Owens take the IC title from Apollo Crews and move on to wrestle Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. That's exactly what I'd do. I don't know why we're going back to Big E. Does Big E need the Intercontinental Championship? Has Big E made the Intercontinental Championship a little bit better? Not really. Not really. He hasn't done much with the championship outside of wrestle Apollo Crews in these boring, put-together matches for no reason. He hasn't had a successful reign. Who has he beaten? What has he done as IC champion? I'd love for someone to tell me what's so great about this Big E Intercontinental Championship run that they're going to give it back to him, or that they should give it back to him. Why not give it to Kevin Owens? Kevin Owens certainly deserves an opportunity, and he's got an opponent waiting and ready in Sami Zayn and Apollo Crews. That's exactly what I would do. Or maybe they do a fatal four-way. Sami, Kevin, Apollo, Big E. Maybe they do a triple threat match at the pay-per-view. Maybe they do Kevin Owens, Apollo, and Big E. And Kevin Owens can pin Apollo, so Big E stays protected. Or maybe pin Big E and Apollo stays protected. And then Sami's just waiting in the wings for the winner to challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know. They got a couple of different routes that they could go in here. But I don't know why anybody would want to give it immediately right back to Big E when Big E didn't do anything with the IC Championship that was special anyway. They just gave it to him because they had nobody else to give it to. That's just me. Let me see what other news I have here. Do I have anything on? No. We got nothing. We'll save the news for the end of the podcast. Thought I had some news on Big E, but I might have been mistaken. We got Miz. Miz sent in a selfie, and he predicted Reigns would win. He said, no one on SmackDown can take Reigns down, especially Bryan. Stay on Raw, Miz. Nobody wants to see you on fucking SmackDown. We got Kayla Braxton interviewing Paul Heyman. She called for him. Heyman stepped out, and he looked upset at her presence. I don't know why he would be upset at Kayla Braxton's presence, but that's Paul Heyman. And she interrupted it. She interrupted Kayla Braxton's first question. And he said that he's sick of hearing about Bryan. He said yes, 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 over and over and over again to all of his own questions. He asked so many questions to himself, and he said yes, yes, yes to every question. And it was about Bryan and what he's accomplished in pro wrestling. He said he made the comeback, the ultimate comeback of all time, and some people think he's going to unseat Roman Reigns from the head of the table. He then asked, will he do it? And at the end, instead of saying yes, he yelled no. He said Bryan will not survive the onslaught of the Tribal Chief, and he will not be on SmackDown ever again. And he looked into the camera and said, no, no, no. It looked like Paul Heyman cut this all off the top of the cuff, all off the top of the head. Paul Heyman remains a fucking gem as far as what he can do on that microphone. Awesome stuff, but you don't need to hear that from me, and I'm sure he knows that very well. Cesaro predicted Bryan would win. Of course he would. And he accepted his offer for a title match. He said he'd become SmackDown champion at Backlash. I actually got news on Cesaro. Might as well read this now, being that he had this little cutaway to talk about the Bryan Reigns match. Cesaro actually revealed why he won't perform the UFO airplane spin in WWE all that often. So he was actually interviewed with Metro UK, and Cesaro said that he won't be using the UFO move very often and will save it for special occasions only. Yeah, wait till Bruce Pritchard gets a look at the UFO and has Cesaro do it every fucking week. Remember when WWE, the SmackDown after WrestleMania, where at WrestleMania to Seth Rollins, he did the UFO spin, the UFO airplane spin, and WWE replayed it like 7 fucking times in 2 hours. What a way to kill a fucking move. So WWE's already driven it into the fucking ground. So Cesaro could say all he wants about not wanting to do the move. If WWE wants to do the move or wants him to do the move, then he's going to have to do the move. If you don't want to do the move, then WWE's going to show you the move because it's so fucking cool. Like we never seen a fucking airplane spin before. He says, and I quote, I mean, I've waited 9 years to do it. I'm not going to do it again and again and again. Well, they showed it again and again on the SmackDown after WrestleMania. It's called UFO for a reason. You don't see those every day, right? It has to be special. For me, it was really cool. That was one of those, I'll do it, and I hope the fans will remember it and still like it. And they did. It's very humbling and cool to see, so it made me proud. End quote. Cesaro's got the right idea. Just, shh. When mentioning this to Bruce. Bruce loves to kill things and kill our enjoyment. Bruce doesn't want to keep anything special unless it's his fucking paycheck. Or his status in Vince McMahon's eye. So you know how that works. Daniel Bryan made his way to the ring, and the main event match was about to happen. They got a good chunk of time, man. Baron Corbin, before this match, predicted Bryan would lose, and this would be the end of the line for him on SmackDown. I wish it was the end of the line for fucking Baron Corbin on Raw and on SmackDown. Never mind Daniel Bryan. Roman Reigns has new theme music. Bryan made his usual entrance. Roman Reigns has new theme music. I love it. I think it's great. Def Rebel usually has done a piss-poor job at the theme musics for everybody on the roster. There's no identity to them. They lack emotion. They lack that excitement factor. And I don't know if I'm the only one, but WWE, especially inside the Thunderdome, man, you can't really hear the theme music. You really can't. WWE's got that piped-in audience so fucking loud, you can't even hear the theme music. They're not anywhere for you to listen to go back and rate on your own. It's almost as if WWE doesn't want you to hear them because they're so fucking terrible. But this one worked. It really did. He ended an era. He really did. He ended an era. with the Shield music and started a brand new era for him. And that was even made to be a little bit more pronounced after he beat Daniel Bryan tonight to retain the Universal Championship. His theme was very fitting. It definitely had a Mafia-like vibe to it. It had a orchestra piece in the background. It almost really resembled like a Final Boss theme if you're playing a fantasy RPG. I thought it was great. And I'm glad he's finally got theme music. He can now finally shed that Shield background that he had and move forward with something new, something that's his. Now, I've seen some people saying that his entrance is a little lacking. We got Bobby Lashley with the big over-the-top entrance on Monday Night Raw. I don't think Roman Reigns needs that. Like, Roman Reigns doesn't need to be over the top. Roman Reigns is already at the top. Why do you got to do something where Roman Reigns is doing all this over-the-top fireworks and promos and this video package right when he plays? The theme music comes out. Why does he need that? He's already there. Roman Reigns knows he's there. He doesn't need all that. Bobby Lashley needs that. That's his thing. But Roman Reigns doesn't. We all know that Roman Reigns is the best heel in the game right now. This match got a lot of time. It was a TV match, so I knew that there would be commercial breaks, but there was 3 commercial breaks in this entire thing, man. It really just sucks the life out of the importance or whatever importance WWE had built up throughout the show, which they've done very well up until this point. They did a very admirable job at building the importance of this match. Ruined by 3 commercial breaks. From what we saw, it was a damn good TV match. And Bryan and Roman, they have unbelievable chemistry together. They work very well together. I'm going to be very sad that we're not going to see this, at least right now, again. Roman's probably going to move on to Cesaro. Maybe he moves on to Edge. Maybe he moves on to Shinsuke. Who knows? But they have excellent chemistry together. So Bryan hit a running dropkick right at the start of the bell, and Reigns recovered. He rocked Bryan with a right hand. Roman Reigns, by the way, I took this stat. Roman Reigns reached a milestone this past week in WWE. Reigns, up until, I believe it was earlier this week, he held the title, the Universal title, for 237 plus days on SmackDown. Now, he's achieved this milestone, and he's definitely moving on up as far as Universal Championship reigns. I think Brock Lesnar holds the record for the Universal Championship at like 670 days or something like that. But his reign should easily eclipse 1,000 days. Easily. There's no reason why you should take this title off of Roman Reigns. He should break Brock Lesnar's run at 600 days easily. Have him go to 7. Have him do 8. Have him pull a Walter with the UK Championship. But that's what I think is best for business. Roman Reigns should not lose that championship at all. So after the drop kick, Reigns recovered. He rocked Bryan with a right hand. Bryan fought back, went for a yes lock immediately. Reigns rolled to the floor to evade. Bryan continued. He rocked Reigns with a sliding drop kick through the ropes. Dove off the apron with a flying knee. Bryan was in control. He went after Reigns' arm. He wanted to work on the arm to really tender it up for the yes lock. He followed up with some running drop kicks in the corner. Reigns recovered, rocked Bryan with a clothesline, knocked him inside out, went for a cover. Reigns took over, hit a snap suplex. He slowed the pace a little bit, working that methodical, slow heel style. Applied the Randy Orton shin lock. Worked over Bryan in the middle of the ring. Bryan fought back, ran up the turnbuckle like he usually does, flips over Reigns. Reigns caught him with a back elbow. Bryan dropped Reigns face first onto the second turnbuckle. Bryan attempted a hurricanrana off the top rope, but Roman Reigns countered, hit a power bomb off the top rope for a near fall. Reigns was beating down Bryan at ringside now. He threw Bryan back in the ring for a near fall. Reigns placed Bryan on the top rope. Bryan slipped away. Bryan hit a back suplex off the top rope for a very close near fall. Bryan followed up with some yes kicks, but Reigns avoided the last kick and hit a Samoan drop. Reigns went for the Superman punch. Bryan kicked the injured arm. Bryan continued to target the arm and sent Reigns to the floor. Bryan attempted a suicide dive. Reigns caught him over the head, belly-to-belly suplex. Bryan went to go lean against the barricade. Reigns was setting up for the spear. Reigns ran and charged at Bryan. He speared himself into the barricade. Bryan moved out of the way. So Bryan, back in the ring with Reigns, goes off the top rope, hits a diving headbutt, gets a near fall. Bryan went for the running knee. Reigns hit the Superman punch instead. Reigns attempted another spear. Bryan countered the spear with a small package. Excellent spot. Bryan then hit a running knee for another close near fall. Reigns got his foot on the bottom rope to break this pinfall. Bryan stomped on Reigns' face, applied the yes lock. Reigns countered the yes lock and got a leverage pin. Reigns jumped to his feet and hit a spear for a very close near fall. They struggled to their feet. Reigns locked on the guillotine submission, but Bryan broke free, applied the yes lock. Reigns crawled to the ropes. Bryan pushed off the ropes, back into the middle of the ring. Yes lock applied. Reigns broke free, hit Bryan with a series of elbows and ground and pound, followed up with a power bomb, more forearm ground and pound shots by Reigns. He hits another power bomb. Reigns tried to apply the guillotine again, but Bryan broke free. Reigns then, this is fucking awesome, man. The one arm that Daniel Bryan was targeting, he was targeting for the yes lock. So Reigns applied the guillotine with his one good arm, the arm that Bryan did not target. And he applied the guillotine. The referee checked on Bryan. He seemed to be fighting. He soon faded. Referee checked on him. He wasn't breathing. Stopped the match. Reigns wins with the guillotine. Bryan passed out. Reigns retains the Universal Championship. Excellent TV match. Excellent TV match. Great story. And again, excellent chemistry between these two. Reigns put Bryan's head on a chair after the match was over. Cesaro ran out for the save. This was a very nice spot for Cesaro. He beat up Reigns at ringside. He was all over the place. Jey Uso jumped Cesaro at ringside, super kicked him. He then threw him into the ring. Reigns, meanwhile, put Bryan's head back on the chair. Uso tied up Cesaro's arms in the ropes so that he has to watch what Reigns does to Bryan. And Reigns gave Daniel Bryan a concerto. And that is the way the show went off the air. Michael Cole's last line was this. Cole said Reigns delivered a message not to mess with his title or his family. Can anyone stop this reign of terror? Pat McAfee simply said the right answer, man. No. No. Roman Reigns is still your tribal chief, and he is still the Universal Champion. Excellent match. I do think Bryan goes to Monday Night Raw. I do think Daniel Bryan's value is on Monday Night Raw. I do think that Daniel Bryan wins the WWE Championship eventually on Monday Night Raw. I do think that you build around Bryan while you start incorporating youth on Monday Night Raw. You need to completely transform the top of the Monday Night Raw title picture. Drew McIntyre, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, Randy Orton, Adam Cole. Call up Adam Cole. Edge, baby, over there. I don't know what's going on with Monday Night Raw, man. I don't want to hear these excuses. All COVID. Oh, they're working shorthanded. Oh, this. Oh, that. 3 hours. They're up against this. They're up against that. I don't give a fuck. Enough of the excuses. WWE needs to fix Raw. If Bryan is done with SmackDown, then the logical choice for him to go to is Raw. He's not going to NXT because what does he bring to NXT? NXT's got their own fucking problems. NXT's got enough talent that they're not featuring already on the show, yet you want to bring somebody who doesn't even want the fucking TV time and wouldn't even want to take the TV time away from somebody that's in the PC or on NXT. Why? Why do we need to see Daniel Bryan go down to NXT to wrestle Kyle O'Reilly or Finn Balor or Adam Cole when you can keep Daniel Bryan on Monday Night Raw, use his value on Monday Night where that show needs fucking something, and bring Adam Cole up to the main roster? Daniel Bryan wins the World title, wins the WWE title, holds it for a couple of months, loses it to Adam Cole. Adam Cole is your new WWE champion, and Adam Cole leads Monday Night Raw. We need to start fixing Monday Night Raw. And since he's banned from SmackDown, he's either A, calling it quits, leaving WWE completely, which I do not see happening. Maybe he does. Maybe he wrestles in Japan. Maybe we see Daniel Bryan versus Okada. Maybe we see Daniel Bryan versus Ospreay. Maybe we see Daniel Bryan in AEW. Bryan Danielson against Kenny Omega. Who knows? But I don't see WWE letting Daniel Bryan go. I think they will do whatever they have to do to keep that man employed for X amount of dates. He wants to wrestle. There's just nothing for him to wrestle. Or nothing for him to do. No one for him to wrestle. So here's a fucking clue, Bruce. Why don't you give him somebody to fucking wrestle? McIntyre, Edge, Keith Lee. How great would a Daniel Bryan-Keith Lee match be? Daniel Bryan versus Adam Cole. Adam Cole versus AJ Styles. Adam Cole versus Keith Lee. Adam Cole versus Ricochet. Come on, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Why is it so difficult, yet I give you gold every single week? I don't get it. Adam Cole is not big enough to carry Raw. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Adam Cole is absolutely the guy to carry Monday Night Raw. Adam Cole is a perennial main event WrestleMania headline act for years to come. You people are just fucking stupid and too blind to see it. You have Adam Cole employed in your company and you don't want to use him. You have Adam Cole employed in your company and you want to suppress him and keep him on NXT? Are you fucking mental? What do you think Adam Cole's going to do when his contract's up? He already broke up the Undisputed Era. Goodbye. He's going to join his fiancée over in AEW. He's going to join his best friends in the Bucks in AEW. His best friend in Kenny Omega over in AEW. And then Adam Cole is going to be the AEW World Champion. And AEW will soon start to transform into the NXT that we all used to love. Come on. Give me a break, people. I got some news. A couple of remaining news articles here. Where is Buddy Murphy? Where is Buddy Murphy? Well, if you realize that Jackson Ryker and Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler, they were all sitting around. They were the Forgotten Sons. Jackson Ryker fucked up on social media. He's still on TV, though, with Elias. And we got Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler now released from WWE. But before that, before Wesley Blake was released from WWE just a couple of weeks ago with Samoa Joe and Mickie James and the Moronics, there was a pitch. There was a pitch to have Blake and Murphy reform their tag team on the main roster, and the idea was nixed. WWE clearly needs tag teams. WWE needs good tag teams. Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake, you might not have liked the Forgotten Sons, but damn, they were a good fucking tag team. They were a good tag team. They may have been one of the best tag teams to come out of NXT since the revival. And WWE didn't know what to do with them. The gimmick sucked. But that doesn't mean they sucked as professional wrestlers. You need tag teams. So WWE let them go. But before Wesley Blake was let go, the idea obviously was thrown out there and it got nixed. They were a tag team in NXT. They had Alexa Bliss actually as their manager. Bliss was their manager prior to her main roster call-up. And according to Fightful, there were pitches from WWE Creative to Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy to see if, I guess, management would pair them back together just to get these guys on fucking TV and to aid the tag team division. Somebody knew it needed to be done, and the idea was nixed. The idea was nixed. So now Buddy Murphy doesn't have Wesley Blake, doesn't have Steve Cutler, and he's still sitting in catering. And I guarantee you if there's another set of releases that Buddy Murphy is going to be the one or one of the ones to go. It's awful. Absolutely fucking awful, man. And last week, WWE had SmackDown, and last week was the trash bag incident with Mr. Mark Carrano being fired because he was a scapegoat for Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard. It was really Bruce Pritchard. It was really upper management that sent that shit, was the one who sent that shit to Mickie James. And Mark Carrano was only doing what he was told. He didn't go out there and willingly just take it upon himself to do it. He was told to do it and then got fired for it when it came down on social media. Because why would Bruce fire himself? Why would Vince fire Bruce? Why would Vince look at Bruce in any demeaning way? Right? Who's going to get fired? Mark Carrano or Bruce Pritchard? Mark Carrano or Kevin Dunn? Give me a break. So Ringside News was told that there was no shorthanded situation on SmackDown this week. There were some shorthanded situations on Raw because apparently COVID, but I don't believe that's the case. Either Big Man Omos or AJ Styles has COVID. Something's not going on. Something's not right there. But one of them is medically uncleared to wrestle. I'm assuming it's Omos. I don't think AJ Styles is medically uncleared. I don't know why it would be AJ Styles. Maybe Omos got hurt at WrestleMania and he just wasn't cleared to go. I don't know. So, a senior member of the team told us here at Ringside News that last week only 2 segments were announced because nothing was decided on for SmackDown until very late Thursday night. And additionally, we were told that WWE only had 2 segments announced prior to SmackDown because that's all they likely decided on. Vince McMahon's time was very much stretched with the week of, the releases and then Mark Carrano. And his management, his brand management division was greatly cut with Mark Carrano and others who are not on the level of a Mark Carrano, but a lot of upper management was let go. There was also a widespread executive shakeup to worry about that didn't even include the drama with the Mark Carrano firing. So there was shakeups all over the place with WWE letting all those management people go and then the obvious releases the prior week of Samoa Joe and all those other people on the roster. So, nothing really affected SmackDown. It's just WWE's creatively lazy. They don't know what to do. They don't want to do anything fresh and exciting. They worry about a handful of people on the show, get them on the show every week, and WWE with this mentality is killing their roster, man. The momentum of some of these folks on the roster is just zero at this point. It's in negative numbers, man. I don't know why you constantly revolve these shows around the same people, yet you got so much talent sitting in the back doing nothing, waiting for an opportunity. I don't get it. WWE wasn't shorthanded. They're just shorthanded mentally as far as creative direction. They're not shorthanded per se with humans, with talent. They're shorthanded up in the mental brain department. That's that. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight, man. We're at 1,500 in the OTS venue. And if you guys would like to hang out, I'd love to have you for the Super Chats, man. Make sure you guys get those Super Chats. Let's get them on in. Gonna hang out, listen to some music. $15 or more, get your beer koozie. Hoop Media will take care of that. And you guys will get them sent out next week. And as soon as you guys do that, email me, JDfromNY206 at yahoo.com. Send me your full name and mailing address, and I will get that information over to Hoop Media ASAP. Also, please make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at JDfromNY206. It's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. And make sure you guys turn on the bell for all notifications. We are at 619 likes. Let's try for that 750 goal on the live stream today. If you have not hit the thumbs up, please, guys, hit the thumbs up on the video. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And check out Dr. Squatch, drsquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout for 20% off soaps, shampoos, conditioners, toothpaste. You name it, man. Deodorant, they got it all. You guys already are listening to the best, so why not look your best and smell your best, man. drsquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout. Let's hit these Super Chats, man. Let's start at the top here. We got Tanmay with a Australian $14.99 super chat. It's my birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Tanmay. Happy birthday, bro. Gregory Benson with a $4.99. If Daniel Bryan goes to NXT, who would you want to see him face? Nobody. Nobody. Adam Cole. Reese with a $4.99 super chat. JD in 2018, anybody but Roman. JD in 2021, anybody but Charlotte. I see no lies detected there. Now, if Charlotte was more like Roman Reigns, then the women's division would be better off. But she's not. She makes nobody around her better, only herself. Majin Styles with a $5 super chat. Roman finally has new music. I dig it. Sounds like a final boss fight, indeed. Said the same thing tonight. Reese with another $9.99 super chat. So you got yourself a beer koozie, brother. Email me your full name and your address. JDfromNY206 at yahoo.com. He says, Mr. No Days Off. I like it. Mr. No Days Off. Like L.A. Night. I love it. Jacob Donnelly with a $15 super chat. Hearing Daniel Bryan in recent interviews, I'm not throwing away the possibility of him leaving WWE at some point, but I'll be surprised. Anything is possible. Who knows, man? I just I don't see Daniel Bryan leaving the WWE. I don't. I know everybody would love to see it happen. I just don't see it happen. I don't. Jacob, if you have not emailed me yet, man, you're getting a beer koozie. So email me your address, man. Jesse Caro with a $15 super chat. Yo, what's up, JD? Been sub since 2015. I usually watch Dynamite on Thursday mornings after work and catch the review Thursday night. Do you think that they had Paige lose to delay him versus Omega till All Out? Yes. Yes. I do think that we may be getting Sammy versus Omega, or we may be getting Sammy teaming with John Moxley, Sami Callihan, that is. Sami Callihan, John Moxley, and Eddie Kingston versus Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. I think we may be seeing that somewhere down the line on Dynamite. I would take a Sami Callihan versus Omega match at Double or Nothing, no questions asked, man. That'll be a fucking barn burner if you ask me. Brolio, Jesse, by the way, if you did not get a beer koozie or this is your first time donating $15, man, email me and send me your full name and address. JDfromNY206 at yahoo.com. We'll get that right out to you, man. Brolio Martinez with a $5 super chat. JD, I have to take a moment to thank you. You have a bigger impact than you think. Your podcast helped me get sober and stop smoking. Thank you forever. Brolio, I'm happy to hear that, brother. Be well, man. Stay healthy. Stay healthy, man. So one thing you could do to combat everything that's going on, man, just stay healthy. Make sure you're eating right, exercise, stay in good health, bro. Happy to hear it. The Dud with a $10 super chat. If Peacock censored racist moments like Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 6, Vince dropping the N-bomb, and the DX parody of the Nation of Domination, what about Paige getting spray painted black by the Bella Twins? Bro, I'm not even sure anybody remembers that. I don't even remember that. Who gives a shit what they take off the WWE network? The only reason why I'm subscribed to the network is to watch future content and maybe some old shit when an anniversary comes up or whatever. The 24 specials, the podcasts, the Icons specials like they did on Yokozuna. That's all I give a shit about. Who cares? Tenorio. $5 super chat. Are you a fan of Mortal Kombat 4? No. Jedi Joker with a $20 super chat. Just wanted to show some love, man. You're the shit, bro. Never stop doing you. Jesse, give me a Jack and Coke. You fucking goon, he says. Jesse. Stop twiddling your thumbs. Okay, stop hitting on the bartender, number one. Listen, I know she's hot. You gotta get Jedi Joker, Jack and Coke, bro. Make it a double. While you're at it, get me some peanut butter whiskey, please. Please! This fucking guy. Why don't you go book your fucking plane ticket to Jacksonville, man? We got people to meet. Fucking geek. Jesus Christ. I'm waiting for him to show up in the chat. I'm gonna piss in your Jack and Coke. I know, watch. I'm gonna piss in your peanut butter whiskey. I know, yeah. So I got a spare bottle in the fucking, in the lounge upstairs. My private lounge. Jedi Joker, thank you, brother. Send me your information. I will get you a koozie. Jerry Winters with a $19.99 super chat. You get yourself a koozie, brother. Let me say thank you for all of your hard work. Don't think you hear that enough from the OTS family. Will you attend the Demon Divas live stream tomorrow? Hope you will be there. I don't know, man. I may pop in for a minute or two, but it's supposed to be 70 degrees in New York City tomorrow. I'm going bar hopping. I got the podcast to record tomorrow, and then I'm going up the street to one of my favorite places, and I'm getting myself a couple of craft beers and some empanadas and some Asian tacos. It's a good time. Jerry Winter, send me your stuff, man. Send me your info, name, address, all that stuff. JDfromNY206 at yahoo.com. Get yourself a beer koozie, brother. Susan D. Ambrosio with a $15 super chat. JD, who do you think will be the next to feud with Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship? Kevin Owens. Thank you for the 15, Susan. Jonathan Gastello, $19.99 super chat. I'm cashing in to get my OTS merch. Send me your info, brother. Much love to you, brother, and I'd be more than happy to slam down 15 for an extra $5 tip, brother. OTS for life. JD's the tribal chief. Acknowledge him. Who else is doing what we're doing here, bro? Who? Who else in the community has their own fucking beer menu curated by yours truly? Nobody. Who else got a VIP lounge behind me where only the most important people are sitting? No smoking, though. Jesse, I need that cigarette cleaned up, bro. There's no smoking inside the venue, man. Come on. It's still there. It's been there for like 2 weeks now. Nobody. Michael Menzies with a $20 super chat. Hey, JD, I've been a fan of OTS for years. Thanks for all the great podcasts. I'll take a Respado shot with an Aleister Black Lager for Chaser. Looking forward to my OTS koozie. You want an Aleister Black Lager, man? I hear that they're dark. Enjoy that. Michael, send me your information, bro. Send me your information. Name, address, all that shit. Email me. John Cream with a $20 super chat. You think the Dirty Dogs use Dr. Squatch? I would hope so. It's in their fucking name. They're dirty. Go take a fucking shower. Jesse says JD walks into an Asian massage parlor and says, "Is this what you want?" I don't know. Is Io Shirai giving me a back rub? Maybe. John Cream, thank you so much, brother. Send me your information. I'll get that koozie out to you next week. Daniel, Easter Day. I definitely want a koozie for when I drink my Pepsi in the venue. Be prepared, Jesse. I love the show. I'm one of your biggest fans. I look forward to every episode. Daniel, we got Pepsi just for you, bro. We got Pepsi just for you, man. I got it stocked because nobody else drinks it but you. Nobody should be drinking soda, man. It's very bad for you. It's bad for your health. Thank you for the $16. Daniel, email me your information and your mailing address. I'll get that shit sent out to you. The Dud with a $5 super chat. Since you prefer Alexa Bliss's rear over Diamante's, I got another one. Who is better, Toni Storm's or Mandy Rose? Well, I mean, when did I ever mention Alexa Bliss or Diamante's rear, number one? And number two, to answer your question, Toni Storm. Ali, $4.99 super chat. Hey, JD, I saw the match between Tamina and Nia Jax, and it made me fall asleep. You're not the only one, bro. You're not the only one. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. Happy birthday, Titus. It's Titus O'Neil's birthday. Worldwide. He got the night off. That's why there's no Mean Marky D, bro. I gave him the fucking night off. Why am I going to have him cook for you fucking geeks when it's his birthday? No Titus, no Dana, no Marky D. Everybody's asking, where's Marky D? It's Titus's birthday. I follow a strict schedule here, bro. Come on. I'm not gonna let the man work on his birthday. The Dud with a $5 super chat. And Devil May Cry, who do you like better, Trish or Lady? I prefer Lady. So do I. Charles Wright, $15 super chat. JD, you do a fantastic job. I started watching your stuff last year after Royal Rumble. I've been watching your old pay-per-view reviews from 2017 to 2018. Amazing stuff. You helped me get through work. Thanks, man. Charles, listen, I hope that you are even now enjoying it more so than you did with the older stuff, man. We're transforming this place to the place to be. Got the venue. We got the Mustang sitting outside. It's great. Thank you to $15. Charles, send me your information. You're getting a beer koozie, brother. Kratos with a $5 super chat. Some asshole threw a bottle into my cousin's car yesterday and injured her dog and husband who served in Vietnam. I hope that fucking asshole gets that bottle shoved right up his pee hole and pisses glass for the next 6 weeks. Fuck that clown. Sorry to hear that, Kratos. And thank you for $5, brother. Hope everybody gets well. Michelle Moran. Is that her name? Hello, JD. Maybe Bryan not done with SmackDown. Sonya reinstated Charlotte, so Pierce does the same with Bryan. Concerto seems to continue the feud. You think? No. The Concerto is Roman Reigns just solidifying, I'm the tribal chief, bitch. Get the fuck off my show. Thank you, Michelle, for the $5 super chat. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. Do you think Raven, Taz, or Shane Douglas will ever get into the WWE Hall of Fame? And what happened to my NXT version of Rhea Ripley? Great work, bro. Raven, no. Taz, maybe. Shane Douglas, no. Shane Douglas was great. Phenomenal heel in his time. What happened to my NXT version of Rhea Ripley? She got bruised. She got bruised. And nobody ever wants to get bruised. Thank you, Captain Solo. Coiled Phoenix with a $10 super chat. Hey, JD, not to send out bad mojo, but I hope we don't see the Profits split up. We all know how WWE loves to tear apart tag teams and make them not relevant at all. Profits ain't going nowhere, Coiled Phoenix. Don't worry about it. They be out of their mind fucking retarded to do anything with the Street Profits. King Lionheart Jackson. I love that background. That's fire, bro. Yeah, me too. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Chris with a $4.99 super chat. What's up, JD? Heard Roman Bryan was great. Didn't watch the show. I work at Yankee Stadium as a security officer. Hit me up if you want any bouncer help for the venue. I don't know, man. You're a Yankees fan. You already got 3 strikes against you. Sorry. Thank you for the $5, Chris. TLG Kevin with a $4.99 super chat. Aleister Black needs to go back down to NXT seriously. You could say that for a lot of people. Garza, Ricochet, Buddy Murphy, Keith Lee. Could say that for a lot of people, man. Thank you, Kevin, for the $5. Indigo with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, much respect. The main event was good. I'm digging Roman's new theme. I agree with your take on Daniel and Sasha. Another awesome live stream. Thank you, Indigo. Bradley Xavier with a $2 Australian. Add Naomi and Sonya to Banks, Belair, and Bayley. Naomi needs to be rebuilt again because the stink of Lana is just resonating so profoundly. I smell it from here. Get her away from Lana. And Sonya needs to be away from Adam Pearce and in the ring competing. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Roman's new theme slaps. He needed this win to display his dominance. If what he's done so far is a Shelby GT 500, what is he going to do next? A Cobra 427. I don't give a fuck what car references you're throwing out there, man. He's not losing the Universal title. We got Issa in the chats. NYC Demon Diva with a $4.99 super chat. Roman Reigns' new theme gave me Thanos vibes. Like what you would hear during a epic fight in a superhero movie. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Issa. I thought his theme was probably the best of the newer themes that have been released in WWE. Like I said before, it reminds me of a final boss fight. I like the Mafia vibe, the subtle Mafia vibe to it, the orchestra behind it. It fits him well, for sure. World of Wrestling with $5 super chat. I think Reigns should have had Crush Him by Megadeth as his ring entrance. This match should have taken place at Mania with the stipulation for Bryan. Dude, Crush Him is a terrible song off Megadeth's worst album. Why would we pick that song of all songs to give Roman Reigns? TLG Kevin, $4.99 super chat. WWE says Brock Lesnar is the longest WWE champ, but CM Punk still holds that title. Brock held the Universal, Punk held the WWE title. That doesn't exist in my eyes. That doesn't exist in my eyes, man. That's WWE just sticking it to Punk. That's all that is. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. This company makes no sense. They release Mickie James but keep Natalya and Tamina on the payroll. Why? Those two women are better than NyQuil. Well, Tamina is Samoan. She ain't going nowhere. She's got family ties there. And Natalya is related to the Hart family. She ain't going anywhere either, man. That's wrestling royalty right there. You just don't release wrestling royalty. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. I hope Bryan goes to NXT. Imagine Bryan versus Thatcher, Bronson Reed, Ciampa, Gargano, Finn Balor, Swerve. Who does Bryan have on Raw apart from Bruce? I just mentioned that before, Mr. Cake. Bryan could be a part of the bigger picture on Raw if things are done right. I'm not interested in Bryan versus Thatcher or Bryan versus Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed doesn't need Daniel Bryan. He needs to continue the momentum he's on. Ciampa versus Bryan, I'll take it. Gargano versus Bryan, I'll take it. Balor, I'm not interested. Swerve, no. Rick O'Shea with a $4.99 super chat. Buddy is training the Spider Monk. Buddy is training the Spider. Money for his long-awaited Zoo Master gimmick. The Spider Monkey will be one hell of a valet. Oh, you said Spider Money. Buddy is training the Spider Monkey for his long-awaited Zoo Master gimmick. The Spider Monkey will be one hell of a valet. I don't know, bro. You got inside sources? Sounds like Eric Rowan all over again. Jaden Vlogs, $9.99 super chat. What's up, JD? Just wanted to say hello. Hopefully it was a good show. Had a long day at work. I'm about to hit the hay. Have a good weekend. Jaden, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the $9.99 in YouTube super chat. Now I gotta find the last one we did. There you go. Michael Raymond with a $10 super chat. Daniel Bryan returns to Raw. RK Bro joins him after a segment where they smoke weed together and bond. The trio feeds Lashley an edible to weaken him so Bryan can win the title at Money in the Bank. Could this save Raw? Bro, I'd take that over anything that's been on the show as of late. Thank you for the $10, Michael. Steelers fan 85, $10 super chat. Hey, JD, thank you for the koozie. The VIP bar looks great. Where I'm sitting, slide me a cold one right here. Nice to be inside and not outside in the rain. You're the best, man. Keep it up. Enjoyed the main event. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Steelers fan. Furious Nation, $5 super chat. What's up, JD? Your thoughts on a Daniel Bryan versus Johnny Gargano match? Take my fucking money. Take my money. Steelers fan with another $5 super chat. Sorry, spell check. Keep up the great work. Loving the bar. Sitting in VIP. Much respect. Always JD Soldiers for life. Still working hard. Thank you, man. Edgar Estrada with the $20 super chat. Yo, happy Friday, my favorite goon, JD. You killed it again. Thanks for the more laughs. Yo, Christian Rivera, send JD your address and get this koozie goon, brother. Happy birthday, Tan May. Have a great weekend. OTS for life. Thank you, Edgar Estrada. You fucking savage. Coil Phoenix with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, it's me again. LOL. When I was watching AEW review, did I hear you say something about a meet and greet with Jesse, or was I hearing things? Oh, no, you heard it. You heard it. Jesse and I have booked flights and hotel. We got a bar on the list that's in the vicinity of the hotel and Daly's place that I'm keeping an eye on, man. I'll have news on that next week. We're doing a meet and greet. Saturday. No, not Saturday. Sunday. I'm getting in Saturday. Sunday, we're doing the meet and greet around noonish. And then we're going to be hanging out all day. I'll keep you posted. Steelers fan, 85, $1.99 super chat. Thank you. Furious Nation, $10 super chat. Also, JD, I forgot to mention this during your AEW review this past Wednesday on 4/28/15. My father, unfortunately, passed away at the age of 70 via pancreatic cancer. Sorry to hear that, brother. My grandpa's birthday is coming up in 3 days. I'm actually taking a trip to the Bronx at St. Raymond's Cemetery to go see him for a little bit, man, and feel his energy. Thoughts and prayers with you, brother. My grandma, my mom, my dad's mom passed away at the age of like 53, 54 from pancreatic cancer, man. That shit sucks. That shit is awful, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Thoughts and prayers with you, brother. Jack Brewer, $5 super chat. Have you watched the bios of Stone Cold and Roddy Piper on A&E? No, I have not watched them yet. I'm busy watching other things. I'm sure I'll catch up with them eventually. Jericho, 8131 with a $10 super chat. NXT losing guys like Riddle, Lee, and Dijakovic hurt them, and they've been stuck in this lifeless void ever since. There's no reason for any of them to leave. None. I say this every single fucking time. I don't understand why they feel there's a need to change from NXT. Why? What is so wrong that you feel like they gotta change on the main roster? EMC 4K with $4.99 super chat. From one New Yorker to another. Appreciate the hard work you put into the show and the consistency. Respect. Thank you, bro. Cal L. $5 super chat. Missed the show, JD. Did you get my email? I'll watch the playback. Just got off the road. Mustang rules. I got your email, brother. You're all taken care of, man. Don't worry about it. Matthew Malnar with a $15 super chat. Email me, Matthew. Full name, address. You got yourself a koozie, brother. Always love the show, brother. Keep up the hard work. Drink a cold one for me, homie. No doubt, Matthew. Thank you so much, man. Ricochet with a $4.99 super chat. JD, I know there is no smoking in the venue, but if I was sparking up at 27, would you join me outside? Much love to the goons and gals. Ricochet, no. A, I don't smoke, and B, secondhand smoke is just as deadly as smoking the cigarette. That's what the back alley's for, bro. Just watch out for the homeless bum that's sitting behind the dumpster. I heard he's dangerous. He's got like 3 teeth. And Titus feeds him scraps every Wednesday. Ruben James in the chat says, Jesse and I should go to the Hurricane Grill on Neptune Beach. X for Ruben. I got you, my dude. Might have to check that out, man. The Hurricane Grill and wings on Neptune Beach. Jesse, you down for some wings, bro? I owe Jesse a meal anyway for him putting up with me all these fucking Wednesdays, man. Steelers fan 85 $5 super chat. Hey, JD, me and my brother are big fans. Can you call us a couple of fucking goons? I love cola, but I'll take a cold brew tonight. Stay safe. Both of you guys are fucking goons, man. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. I hear you getting rowdy in the venue, man. I can't have this rowdiness. I got to keep up a nice professional image here, okay? I'm the only one that can get rowdy. Matthew in the chat. JD from NY 206 at yahoo.com. Sounds like a fucking setup. Fuck that. Listen, Jesse, put the heel stick away, okay? Beer and wings. What's wrong with that? Cal L with a $5 super chat. Oh, and by the way, I had a rough day. I'll have a shot of the peanut butter whiskey, please. Hey, Jesse, Dodge sucks and Mustangs rule. Good night, bro. You know it, man. Steelers fan, listen, go to fuck to bed, bro. Listen, I'm cutting you off, man. Somebody flag this guy at the fucking bar, please. Flag him! John Crean with the $10 super chat. 3-hour Raws and no room for a cruiserweight division. That was a great addition on Nitro before those crap main events. I told you, man, Santos Escobar, even when he was the cruiserweight champion, now Kushida, should be a floating championship on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. I don't know why. Like, we can't get Kushida versus Ricochet on Monday Night Raw. Oh, man, I'm not going to fucking complain about that. Kal-El, thank you, bro. John Cream, thank you as well. Kal-El with another $5 super chat. And I should assume SmackDown sucked. And yes, you are the tribal chief. And I'm so digging the music in the venue. Mustang rules. Good night, bro. Have a good night, bro. Get some rest. Type G with a $2.99 super chat. Do you like Roman's new theme? If you watched the show tonight, you would have heard me say it in the beginning of the show. Steelers fan 85 with a $5. Listen, man. Jesse, I told you to flag this fucking guy, man. He keeps ordering drinks at the bar. Fuck am I gonna do with this guy, man? Kal-El. Did I hear Roman got new theme music? No more Shield. No more Shield music, bro. Tenario, 128 with a $5 super chat. Buy or sell on the Chris Jericho title run 2008 World Heavyweight title or AEW champion. I'm going with the AEW championship, man. Going with the AEW championship. It meant more, and it was more important to the company. JD23 with a $5 super chat. I think I will get used to Roman's new theme over time, but I can definitely tell they were going for something to fit his Tribal Chief character. Absolutely. I think it fits perfectly. Adrian V, 777. Yo, JD, awesome review. Drinking Guinness, dig the new Roman entrance music. Love what Daniel Bryan gave us in the ring tonight. Cheers to his efforts and cheers to you and all the OTS VIPs. OTS for life with a $15 super chat. Thank you, Adrian. Adrian, email me. Everybody that donated 15 or more, email me now. Now. Your full name and mailing address, JDfromNY206 at yahoo.com. I'll get your beer koozies out, man. Kevin Langoff, $5 super chat. Just curious if you heard about these AEW strikes to content creators. Were you affected? No, because I don't steal content. Don't steal content, you won't get striked. How could they strike me and Jesse on Wednesday nights when it's just two geeks in front of their webcams talking about Dynamite for 2 hours? Don't steal content, you won't get fucking flagged. And Kal-El, $5 super chat, dragging my words, and I'll have another Mustang rules. O'Doyle rules. Thank you, Kal-El, you fucking savage. Appreciate you, man. Go get some rest, man. Guys, I'm about to get out of here, man. We just hit the 2-hour mark on the podcast. I love you guys, man. I love it here in the venue. So relaxing. It's chill. The vibe is right. Everything about it just tickles me fucking green, man. I love it. Make sure you guys follow me on social media, bro. At JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Hit that thumbs up, man. We need 50 more for 750 likes. Let's try for 750 likes. Come on, guys. I know there are a couple of geeks in the chat that have not hit the thumbs up. Why not? Why not? Hit that thumbs up, guys. I will see you right back here tomorrow afternoon, 5 p.m. OTS 374. I feel like Mick Foley's going to get a nice lashing from JD. And check out Dr. Squatch, man. DrSquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout for 20% off. It is going to be 70 degrees and beautiful in New York City tomorrow, man. So the windows are down. I got my cold beverage. I'm about to get the hell out of here. You guys, you know what to do. Give me those guitar emojis in the chat. And that music, max. I'll see you guys tomorrow for OTS 374. I'll talk to you guys later.